Hello, and welcome to the Horsemen play Hollow Knight. My name is CalamitySam. I'm going to be playing through this. It's not a blind playthrough. I have played through the game before, but it's an absolute favourite of mine. So, with no further ado, let's get stuck in and see where we get up to. And we'll do a completely fresh, new game, beginning now. I won't talk over the cutscenes. There's not many of them. Oh, who's this little dude? That's our character. Our little caped hero. The vessel. I shall call him Vincent. So, just for a little bit of background, this is a Metroidvania 2D style game by a developer called Team Cherry. And this whole game was basically made by 3 Australians in a shed. It was kickstarted in 2015, I think, and it's an absolute best in class of the genre, which is one of my favourites, going back to like the SNES days. All music is done by these same 3 people, every frame hand drawn, and I think there has been 3 or 4 standalone free pieces of DLC to improve the game, which is just fantastic. And I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a perfect game, but it's near as damn it, and I'm not sure what you could do to improve it. So, this is us. This is our little guy. Bugs. Everybody in this game is, as you will see, a bug person or bug-like being. And just look how beautiful this game is. It's absolutely stunning, and will continue to be so all the way through the playthrough. These little nugs I'm getting here are Geo, and that's basically your currency. And you'll be familiar with this sort of gameplay if you've either glanced if you've even glanced remotely at Metroidvania before. It's very platform heavy, and sort of you start off quite simple, and your techniques, abilities escalate along with the difficulty as you go further and further into the game. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Your great strength marks you amongst us. Focus your soul, and you shall achieve feats of which others can only dream. At the moment, it is a dream. So that's how we use our soul. Okay, so that's basically our ability to heal. You can see in the top left-hand corner, there are 5 masks. They represent our health, and then we've got like the little bowl of liquid, which fills up by hitting enemies, and certain items give it to you, which you can use as a resource to heal, or I might as well demonstrate that now. To heal after being hit in the head by a spike, like an utter idiot, and to do various spells and abilities that you unlock throughout the game. What was I saying about... Oh, yes, so you get abilities as you go forward, and then a massive part of the Metroidvania genre is backtracking, so being able to find secrets and discoveries in areas that you'd previously been through but hadn't been able to access every part of. And this game is absolutely chock full of... Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up. Damn it. Absolutely chock full of little secrets and challenges, and there's an amazing amount of depth and discovery to be made in this game. I absolutely love it. As you will have discerned By the way, I'm talking about it. This isn't a blind playthrough of the game. I have played through this game before. But it's been a long, long time since I played it. I just wanted to revisit it, basically, before the sequel, Silk Song, comes out, I believe, early next year. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Within our lands, do not hide your true form. Let all bask in your majesty, for only this kingdom could produce ones such as you. Charming. And we've got ourselves a little secret bonus item here, which is Fury of the Fallen. Equip a charm to activate its powerful abilities. To equip a charm, open the charms menu while resting at a bench. Ah, yes, so this game draws a lot of comparisons, has been called quite often as a 2D Dark Souls-esque game. Well, I don't totally agree with the comparison. There certainly is a lot of, I guess, nods or spiritual inheritance to certain keystones of the From Software games from the Soulsborne series, which I'm also a massive fan of, by the way. One key example being the benches standing for the bonfire mechanics, so your safe place, your checkpoint system. As you'll see as we go through. I can't remember where I was going. Oh, to the right, yeah. Fell down there. Get some more cold hard cash. And then over the spike pit. There are lots of spike pits. And then up here, and we can carry on our way. Yes, so I have played through the game before. I'm not entirely certain. It's unlikely that I will do a full 112% playthrough. Because me screaming the F word at the screen for 40 episodes in a row when I hit certain parts of the game. Puff of pain! Sorry. Probably isn't going to make the best viewing, but we're just going to proceed. And I am going to do a playthrough to an ending, but which ending we get is yet to be seen. So, higher beings, these words are for you alone. Beyond this point, you enter the land of King and Creator. Step across this threshold and obey our laws. Bear witness to the last and only civilization, the eternal kingdom, Hallownest. Now, the mention of the King and Creator is an enigmatic figure who we'll discover more of as we go along. And the second immediate comparison to Dark Souls is very little of the story is spoon-fed to you. There's not much in the way of exposition. There are certain elements, but it's very, very light touch, and the lore and mystery of this world that has gone before this civilization. Ah, Dirtmouth, the fading town. So the civilization that went before and what's happened to its inhabitants is very much for you, on you, the player, to discover. Let's talk to this dude. I absolutely love the little individual noises that all the little characters make when you talk to NPCs. Ho there, traveller. I'm afraid there's only me left to offer welcome. Our town's fallen quite quiet, you see. The other residents, they've all disappeared, headed down that well one by one into the caverns below. Used to be there was a great kingdom beneath our town. It's long fell to ruin, yet it still draws folks into its depths. Wealth, glory, enlightenment, that darkness seems to promise all things. I'm sure you too seek your dreams down there. Well, watch out. It's a sickly air that fills the place. Creatures turn mad and travellers are robbed of their memories. Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all. Ah, don't be down, Elderbug. Got anything else? Many used to come, hoping the kingdom would fulfill their desires. Hallownest it was once called, supposedly the greatest kingdom that ever was, full of treasures and secrets. It certainly is. Now it's nothing more than a poisonous tomb full of monsters and madness. My favourite! Give me some dungeon. I love a dungeon crawl. Everything fades eventually, I suppose. Ah, he's a bit sad, but then the town has sort of fallen to ruin. And here's our first bench. So straight away, here's, as you can see, there are lots of charms to collect in the game. And Fury of the Fallen embodies the fury and heroism that comes upon those who are about to die. When close to death, the bearer's strength will increase. So, near death, more damage, basically. And you can see it has a cost of 2, and there's so many... We have so many notches to equip charms to, so we can't just slap like 20 charms on in a row. We've got to be selective. And that's where, I guess, a build of some sorts develops as you sort of go through the game. For all your mapping supplies, we'll be opening soon, Zelda and Cornifer. So, as you can see, this town is completely just abandoned apart from one solitary lone bug. And we shall take our first step into Hallownest. Forgotten Crossroads. One thing I do want to mention straight away because obviously I'm wittering, so hopefully you can still hear how good it is, but the music in this game is absolutely phenomenal, and second only really to, I think, its art style. And of course the gameplay is great as well. Starts off simplistic. Ooh, what's this? Temple of the Black Egg. Ah, this is the thing we saw in the cutscene with the face with the orange goo, and then these 3 symbols appeared. And there's a dude here. Hello there. How delightful to meet another traveller on these forgotten roads. You're a short one, but you've a strong look about you. I'm Quirrell. I have something of an obsession with uncharted places. Me too, buddy. This ancient kingdom holds many fascinating mysteries, and one of the most intriguing of them is standing right before us. A great stone egg lying in the corpse of an ancient kingdom. And this egg, is it warm? It certainly gives off a unique air. Can it be opened? There are strange marks all over it. I do so love a mystery, and who knows what other marvels lie even deeper below us. Well, we're certainly going to find out. So this is the only thing we've got to go on really of being a place of significance other than the entirety of Hallownest itself so far, just because it was in the first cutscene. Anything else, my dude? For so long I felt drawn here, so many tales full of wonders and horrors. No longer could I resist, I just had to see it for myself. And what a time I chose to arrive, this dead world has sprung to life. The creatures are all riled up and the earth rumbles, the air is thick. I wonder what could have brought it all about. What indeed? Right, let's crack on. I'm talking about being drawn to a place full of, like, mystery and treasure and secrets. I mean, this game is like, it's like £15. Like, full price £15. And you can usually get it even cheaper on sales because it's quite old now. I'm just sort of like murdering these bugs. Sorry, dude, but rather you than me. These are the game's equivalent of like Goombas from Super Mario. Ah, horn variant. Do a little spike jump there. Yeah, so don't pose too much of a threat at this stage, but we'll just sort of carry on a merry way. I'm just sort of flitting about at the moment and seeing what we can see. So it looks like there's 2 ways to go down here. Let's just follow the old 2D platformer rule of go right. Just keep going right until you hit an obstacle. Oh, look at this chunkus. Oh. He's trying to crush me with his giant horn. And his butt stomps. A platforming classic if there ever was one. But we'll give him the dibbles. There we go. Oh, I waggle his little legs, but that's him over. Sorry, dude. Oh, look at this little grubloid. I free you. Oh, what? Oh. I'll see myself out, shall I? Okay, so there was... I rescued some sort of caterpillar dude. Cute, but not much of a conversationalist. So, yeah, this game is like £15. You can get it even cheaper in a sale. Like, if you have any passing interest in the genre, or if you just like the look of the game, I mean, it is an absolute steal for both the quality and the amount of gameplay you get. I really am just wandering around aimlessly at this point. Ah, okay, so this is an area, like, obviously there's a switch down there. We'll be able to open some sort of shortcut later. Just like Dark Souls. But I am going to keep stop going on about the about the Dark Souls comparisons. There's just a few that immediately spring to mind. Oh, I'm playing really badly. This man here stabbed me. Well done, sir. You've accomplished more than 90% of your race. And here's another variant. A jumping bugloid. So you can see, like, the difficulty is very, very tame to begin with, but slowly introduces new variants of enemies and gradually will escalate in difficulty to 9 mind-numbing, finger-wrenchingly, controller-throwingly frustrating for some portions of the game, which you will probably see a little bit of. I'll do my best not to embarrass myself too much with the harder sections, but this initial part of the game is fairly comfortable with anybody who's ever held a controller, or even seen a controller, or been shown a picture of a controller once. Ah, right, here's another example. So, cannot reach this bug. this caterpillar dude, this grubloid. But later on, we might have an ability to go back there and be able to retrieve it. Okay. Ah, right, we're getting into a bit more of an open area. And you can sort of see as you're going through the world, like, so far it's not giving up much of, like, an idea of what it is or what this city used to be like. But this is clearly some sort of lift or transportation. You can see, like, that looks like a snail carriage of some sort. But everything has been taken over by these mindless, verminous little insect dudes. And we'll just sort of potter about until we find a way to... Aha! Who are you? Hello there. Come down to explore these beautiful old ruins? Don't mind me. Oh, by the way, I'll probably just read the text. There's not too much of it in terms of NPC chatter. But if it's really annoying, I'll just sort of skip through it. Let me know in the comments or what have you. If you prefer me to read it out or don't prefer me to read it out, that's fine. And I'll just go with the common consensus. But for now, I'll keep reading them. I have a fondness for exploring myself, and I'll try not to do silly voices. Getting lost and finding... No, not. Getting lost and finding your way again is a pleasure like no other. We're exquisitely lucky, you and I. I'm a cartographer by trade, and I'm working on mapping this area right now. Would you like to buy a copy of my work so far? I don't know why the immediate voice I went for this mosquito map guy. Also, yes, map me up, my dude. I don't know why the immediate voice I went for was Choose Goose from Adventure Time. A map can be a useful thing, but it alone won't show you where you are. If you've not the head for directions, I suggest purchasing a compass for my wife, Iselda. Ah, so this must be Cornifer from the shop we saw upstairs. She's just now opening our new map shop in Dirtmouth, selling all sorts of useful things to wanderers like yourself. She'll even sell some of my old maps from time to time. I pop back to see her whenever I finish mapping an area. She's always so excited to see me. Give us your name, dude. Oh, by the way, I haven't introduced myself, have I? Yes, I should apologise for that. When you spend a lot of time by yourself, with just your own thoughts, I totally skipped that without reading it. My name is Cornifer, and I've always loved exploring the world. Why, when I was first hatched, I wandered off immediately, leaving my brothers and sisters and poor mother behind. Oh, selfish. That's why as soon as I could, I moved to Dirtmouth with my wife. That seems like it was a bad property investment. A huge unending kingdom to explore right on our doorstep. Who could resist this dead, hollow shell of a town where a city once stayed? Perfect. Location, 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 Cornifer. Anyway, I'll let you return to your travels. With a little luck, we'll meet again. Be safe and farewell. Aww. That will come to be like the most beautiful sound we will ever hear as we explore, because it means we can now have a look at the map. So this is what Cornifer has seen so far, but when we buy map tools from his wife, we'll be able to literally add to it our own explorations as we go. And as we find him, he will sell us the most maps you could ever imagine. I really should not do that voice. Alright, moving on swiftly. I'll cut that out. I won't cut that out. A little bit of shame never did anybody any harm. If you've seen any of the Resident Evil 2 playthrough, the remake that I've been playing through with Andy, basically being a co-pilot to his John Wick-esque piloting of the one, the only Leon Kennedy. Oh, a little secret there. That little bong denotes a little secret. Give me the cold hard cash. Yeah, you will know that my propensity for expert level imitation and impersonation is... thank you for shooting me in the face. My talents in impersonation know multiple bounds. I hate these bug things. The flying ones. There are good bugs and there are bad bugs, and the flying ones are very bad bugs. So that looks like it was like a little challenge dungeon. This is where we came in. Did I miss that bit? Did I not finish that? Apologies in advance, but I am a sucker for sort of trying to make sure I pick up every little thing. You never know when it'll come in handy. So we'll just have a little bit of a wander around. Right, so there's another area we can't get to just yet. And, a little money trove. As we know, we're going to have to buy something when we eventually return to the surface, so we'll start hoarding our fossils, our geo now, so we can get as much as we can. quickly look at the map again. So, it looks like... Oh, he's drawn a little picture of his face in the bottom left. So we can deduce that's where we are. There's some big face in the middle. That looks like the temple at the top. So let's go along the bottom and see what we can find. Ah, right. So that up there, if we can have a look, 1 second. That is a mask shard. If you collect a few of those, you get essentially a bigger health pool. And they play that chime to let you know they're nearby. So eventually we'll very much want to get that. But sadly, at the start of the game, it's, like I said, in a Metroidvania-esque fashion. It's tantalising us with things we can't quite reach and we'll have to remember. It's not quite the days of making your own maps on graph paper, like in Rogue. There's one for the dads. But there are ways to help memorise where you found secrets on your map later on, so you don't forget like where every single little thing is and have to backtrack the whole map. So yeah, the game is helpful and challenging without being completely obtuse, which sometimes Metroidvanias, and even though this isn't a roguelike, but rogues and roguelike games sometimes are difficult for difficulty's sake when it comes to user interface and how much busy work the developers are willing to cut out to streamline the experience, which, you know, has its good and bad sides. It looks like we just missed a little pot of money up there, but I'm going to let that go. It pains me, but I'm going to let it go. Oh, I've fallen, I can't get up. And there's something I very much want to get when I get past this little groovler. Because I believe I saw... What are you? Oh, it's making smaller ones. There we go. Oh, we've got all the pennies now. Okay. Yeah, so I saw, I believe, a sign. Yes. So we're going to follow this just to... Well, I'll show you. So, first of all, another checkpoint, another bench. Marvellous. And then, what's this? A toll machine with a symbol of a stag. Insert geo. Absolutely. Let's sit on the drink. Service. Ah, yes, a hideous monster. Just what I ordered. Greetings, little one. It's been an age since I last heard the ringing of a station bell. It echoed down the stagways and called me to you. This guy's the last stag. I've grown stiff and tired over these many years and I've forgotten much, but the sound of the bell will always call me back. These stagways stretch the depths of Hallownest. If you want to travel them, hail me from the platform. I will take you where you need to go. Here we go. So now we've unlocked our first sort of shortcut, the Beetle Bus, or the Stagway. I prefer Beetle Bus. So we can ask it to take us back to the village. Cheers, bro. Take a little lift of it. Like, it's the details of like the little cogs turning and the chains in the background that just such little intricacies really build feeling of the game. Ah, here we are. And another thing as well is the NPCs will often have new chatter. New chatter as you go through the game and unlock new things. So, I never thought I'd see such a thing. The Stag Station has opened. That building lay silent since before even my time. Oh, I've heard the tales of the glorious lines, a web of tunnels running all through the kingdom. Not that I'll be travelling them, mind you. Oh, why not? Come on, Elderbug, I'll give you a sword. I'm quite content where I am. Ah, that's nice. And with us opening up the first shortcut, I think that will be the end of our first episode. If you've enjoyed it, I've got any tips for improving or things you'd like to see, please let us know. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye now.